Is that all right?
Hello.
All right, everybody. My name is, and I have got an incredibly special guest with us today. A few weekends ago, we were in October. In the end of October, we were in Las Vegas at our convention, and I wasn't able to meet her. Amazing thing. And I loved her story. Her and I connected afterwards and set this up. So I want to introduce to you Miss Ceally Smith. Ceally?
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much, Ron, for getting on a live with me. I'm just so inspired by everybody's growth right now in this industry. And I'm so excited to, basically just share everything that we've been doing so we can help more people get a part of this and just understand how big a movement this is. So again, thank you so much for letting me come on live with you.
You are so very, very welcome. Would you mind just kind of telling a little bit about your story and what happened over the last year? It's amazing. I think everybody'd love to hear that.
Yeah. So my name is Ceally, guys. I am a Midwest girl, country girl. I grew up in a very small town, and I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom, and opened up a company about 3 years ago, organic meal prep, and was actually working in the Midwest, helping people meal prep, and did a lot of their grocery shopping and all of those kind of things. And I came across HempWorks because we were a family in need. My son was really needing some CBD oil, and we heard some really great things about it. And he was having some behavioral and mood swings and stuff like that. So we decided to give it a try, and we had no idea it was going to change his quality of life in such a short period of time. And we started sharing his story, and it went quite viral very quickly, because there's a lot of parents out there and a lot of adults out there that they need something to help, and that's basically what we just stood for. And I've always been a part of the cannabis industry and advocating for it because my mom used to have cancer, and she used it to combat some of the symptoms, and it was never stigmatized with me growing up. I didn't really dabble with it in high school or college, so a lot of people are really surprised when I tell them that I don't use it, but I advocate for it because I believe that everyone should have access to it. So I decided to join arms with HempWorks and really just start educating and advocating and talking about CBD oil, and really it's just been an amazing journey. I hit 5K in October. I think it was October. Nope, it was September of last year. And I went to convention in October of last year. And then I came home with just a fire in my belly and just so ready to help more people. And I was challenged in lots and lots of ways. And I returned as a 250K with HempWorks in less than a year. And it's been such an amazing, life-changing experience that, I just can't stop talking about it. But yeah, it's been amazing. And just to see everybody else's stories come out of that, like yourself. I mean, you've been in it since what, July?
Since June, yep.
June, yeah, June. And you've hit 20, you're going to be hitting 25K this month.
Oh, yep. But it'll be my 2nd month in a row. So
that's so amazing. And that's such a short period of time. But I mean, you're helping so many people on such a grand scale, and you're helping other people do the exact same thing to duplicate those things. So yeah, I mean, tell us a little bit more about you, because we really want to, I know a lot of my people are excited to hear your story too.
Well, and I just want to make sure everybody heard that. Here's Ceally's a single mom with 2 kids, went from 5K to 250K. That's in a year's time. I mean, that is, 2 things have to happen. One is you've got to change a lot of other people's lives.
Oh yeah.
And the other is we end up changing a lot of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We end up growing. We end up being somebody different than who we were. Well, my story is relatively simple. I've been in and out of network marketing for 40 years, and I had a career for a long time, most of my life in that. A year and a half ago, though, back in 2017, around Memorial Day, I was actually in Vegas at another convention, and our youngest son is a pilot in the Air Force, so he's stationed there. And I was visiting him and had some indigestion and some things going on and didn't really know what was going on, but because I never get indigestion, so I took some Tums and went home. And the following Monday, after I got back, I came up again, and my wife said, "Wow, we need to take you into the hospital and see what's going on." I thought, okay, let's just go in and do it. And so they did an EKG on me and said, "Oh yeah, you may have a little something going on. You probably need a stent or something." So they did an angiogram, and when I got out of that, they said, my wife was asking the cardiologist, "Well, how many stents?" And they looked at her and kind of chuckled and said, "No, he needs open heart surgery. He's got 3 blocked arteries." And so they put me on life support until the next day, and they did the open heart surgery, and which was a shock to me. They said everything else about you is perfect health, but your heart is not doing well. And when I came to from the open heart surgery, the cardiac surgeon said, "Yeah, everything went well, but you had 5 blocked arteries, not 3. And we could only fix 4. So you had a quadruple bypass, and your body will grow another one where the 5th one is, and that should be okay." And so A-type personality that I am, I asked what I had to do to get out of the hospital, and he said, "You've got to do it." This was on a Wednesday, and he said, "You've got to do everything they tell you. The nurses tell you, and get up and walk and do all these things, and maybe next Monday." And I got up 3 and 4 times a day and walked and walked and walked, and they started making fun of me. And Saturday when he came in, he said, "I don't know what you've been doing, but we're letting you go." So 3.5 days later, I got out. I went into cardiac physical therapy, and I was going and doing my treadmill with them, and they put monitors on you so while you're going through that. And 3 months into it, I felt a little weird one day and went in and told them to monitor me a little bit closer. And they said, "You look perfect. Everything's fine." And about 5 minutes into the treadmill, I couldn't understand it. I was in so much pain. So I went and sat down for a while, and about 15 minutes later, I felt good again. And they said, "Well, you need to go see somebody." So I went around the corner to our veterans office, and they did a full EKG workup on me. And the doctor came in and said, "Have you got anybody?" She walked in and asked if I had anybody I could call. I said, "Well, yeah, my wife." "Why?" "You're having a heart attack." They found out that 2 of my bypass grafts had totally failed. And so they had to go in and put 4 stents in. And that was September of 2017. So this September was a year. So when I got involved, actually the second week of May, those first 2 weeks of May, I was still working out the medication, because all these chemicals they put in your body do all kinds of things to you. They deteriorate your muscles and your joints and make you tired all the time. And when I got I brought in 8 people those 2 weeks, didn't do a whole lot. They were friends of mine. And I got the product about the end of the month. And things just totally changed. I started taking the CBD oil and the cream and stuff on my incision on my chest. And wow, it was just, I mean, it almost brought me to tears just the first time I took it, how much better I felt. And just recently now, I had my 3-month checkup with the cardiologist, and they wanted my cholesterol down to my bad cholesterol down to 75. And if you understand the cholesterol, you got a bad, good cholesterol. My overall cholesterol was only 160. And they said, normal person, but you've got these stents and they're metal, and you've got to keep the platelets moving, and you got to keep the cholesterol down. We want you at 75, and your bad cholesterol is at 100 right now. So 3 months later, the only thing I changed was I got on CBD oil. And I went in, and the cardiologist came and said, "Ron, Deering, would you come out?" And he's skipping down the hallway, bouncing up and down and asking me, "Have you seen your blood work?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet." He says, "Oh, man, I got to print it out for you. This is amazing." My bad cholesterol is 63.
Oh, wow. It was under what they wanted.
Under what they wanted. My overall cholesterol was 100, and he just kept saying, "I do not know what you are doing, but don't change anything."
Yeah.
Because I've never seen this before. This is beyond what we can expect. So
cool.
If you're sitting back and thinking, and coincidental to that, my wife had rotator cuff surgery, and she'd had her other shoulder done 2 years ago, and it was just nothing but pain. It's one of the most painful surgeries. It was all narcotic pain pills. Yeah. This time she said, "I'm not using them." CBD oil and our relief cream was all she had, not one pain pill the entire time, and it was amazing.
Oh
She
my
has
gosh.
fallen in love with this product. And so for those of you who are sitting back and thinking, "Oh, I don't know about this CBD," there's over 23,000 research articles and studies on it and everything else. It does. It's God's way of healing our bodies with the endocannabinoid system in us and everything.
Right.
And it's a big word that I don't want to say again, but it is huge. And Celia, I tell you, it's been an amazing. People look at me now. You've had open heart surgery? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't share the scar, but yes, I'm a member of the Zipper Club, we call
I
it.
was gonna say
So
you could just be like Superman and just show everybody.
exactly. So
That's awesome. So you're like a living day Superman.
ah, it's nothing short of a miracle what it's doing for me. It's amazing.
And and that's another reason. So my background is in healthcare, and I went to school right out of high school. I graduated when I was 17, and I went to get my CNA to be a certified nursing assistant. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll be a nurse. So I got accepted in nursing school. Found out very quickly that that is not me. I faint with
Mhm.
needles, and it takes a special person to be a nurse, and I'm very thankful for all the nurses out there. So I decided I was going to go into pharmacology. Went into pharmacology, was a pharmacy technician for about 8-9 months. Quickly found out that wasn't going to be my home for career. And I knew that I was going to help people. When I was little, I always told myself I was going to be a doctor, and I love helping people. And when I mean love helping people, I mean I help people and I don't expect anything back in return. I do things because it's how I serve, how I fulfill my personality, my soul. Like, I would just give the shirt off of my back just to help someone, because I've grown up kind of rough, but also really privileged at the same time. I had both lifestyles, from being from a broken home. So I know what it feels like to have it all, and I know what it feels like to have nothing. And so I always just love helping people. So when I hear stories like that, and me being a part of HempWorks, and me being able to just be a connection for someone to say, hey, this might work for you. And then showing them testimonials like the ones that you've shared today with like your wife and yourself. I mean, this makes like a big difference, because, obviously I've never gone through that, but I know lots of people that have, unfortunately, and people that need that assistance. So, it's so great that when you could share your testimonial without the fear of sharing it and saying, I know for a fact it was CBD that helped, um, you're helping people. I mean, you're literally preventing or even helping, stress in the future of possibly what might come up. And my favorite thing that people say to me, they're like, Ceally, how do I know it's working? And I'm like, well, are you getting sick? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, are you having any issues? They're like, no, I feel great. And I'm like, well, then that's how you know it's working.
Exactly.
We have
You know,
nothing wrong. It's working.
it's not rocket science, right? It's one of those things where, because I'm like you, I have a lot of people that say, well, it's okay, Ron. I don't have any issues. And I always look at them and say, neither did I.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
I have a lot of healthy people that take this for
Yeah,
maintenance.
for
Like,
maintenance.
I've got a lot of runners. I have one of my 10K, Matt Perna. He's an ultra marathon runner. He runs like 28 miles in one marathon or some crazy stuff. I know he's crazy, but he uses the relief cream, and he puts the relief cream on before he runs and takes CBD before he runs. And
Mm.
he swears that it has helped him even go farther in his endurance. And I have lots of athletes and lots of people that are really healthy that take this because they know the benefits of it. So, I mean, you don't have to be sick to take it. I take it every single day. My son's healthy. He's just having some behavioral and some mood swings. There you go. Yep, I've got mine too, right here. Woo-hoo.
And this new flavor is so amazing.
So I typically don't like cinnamon. I don't like cinnamon anything. And my daughter loves cinnamon. Well, my daughter took the cinnamon and was like, oh, no way. And so I was like, okay, I've got to try it. So I tried it, and I love the cinnamon. So I typically don't like hot cinnamon, but this is like a sweet cinnamon. It's so delicious.
Oh, it's just, I did a Facebook Live and tasted it the first day I got it. And apparently I made some face because everybody's been commenting on and it's like those little cinnamon candies. It's just as sweet as
Oh,
can be.
yeah. What are those cinnamon toothpicks?
Exactly. One of the people on my team mentioned that the other day, those cinnamon toothpicks we used to take.
Yes. That's what it reminds me of in school. Like when we were on the playground, I remember, people, like little kids would sell cinnamon toothpicks. Like 5 cents, I'll give you a cinnamon toothpick. And somehow you would come up with like 5 pennies or a nickel. And that's what it reminds me of. And, it just brings back that childhood of, running around on the playground, eating cinnamon toothpicks. So I actually really enjoy it. And I'll take the cinnamon during the day. Especially like right after a workout. I take peppermint in the morning, cinnamon during the day, and then I take my natural at night because it really helps me kind of just calm and shut my mind off.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that you said really hit home is that, this is not just for people that have issues. This is something that, they've got so much research on the prevention of cancer and all kinds of things, and the, FDA disclaimers all the way around. I'm not a doctor, although I was a medic during Vietnam, but there's so many things that your body is designed to have this. Well, hello, young man. How old are you?
Yep. You gonna say hi?
Hi.
I know I look like Santa right now. It's that time of year.
We were just talking about how you use CBD oil, and it's actually almost about time for you to use it. You want to show everybody what you use?
This is the one I use.
Which flavor is that?
What is it again?
The natural.
Was that the natural?
He doesn't.
And
he prefers not the peppermint because he's a pretty
here.
sensitive little guy. So we suggest anybody that's super sensitive to anything that you stick with the natural.
And a good thing about we want to see you go ahead and take it.
You want to take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show us what you do. It's awesome.
Yeah, you guys are getting some special treats today.
Yeah, this is a way to. But those of you who are watching, you can see how easy this is.
Your face is so dirty, baby.
It makes me go crazy.
You want to go wash off your face? You got dirt on your face, baby. Go wash your face off. You got dirt on it.
No, I do.
Thank
Well,
you.
and the thing is that it is natural. I mean, all it's got in it is the CBD oil and the hemp seed oil, the one that he just took.
Yeah, so he prefers only the natural because
this?
the peppermint, it's my card, baby. He prefers just the natural. Anytime he's taken the peppermint, it's just too much for him. It really like stems him. So a little bit about Bodhi is he has sensory processing. And this doesn't cure, treat, or prevent anything that he has, but it really helps just kind of with some of the symptoms. And it gives him his daily, omega-3s and 6s and essential fatty acids that he needs. But he really, really enjoys it. And he'll actually even ask for it when he feels overwhelmed. He'll actually come to me and say, can I have some of my CBD? Which I think is just miraculous that any kid is going to ask for this. My 9-year-old daughter takes the 750 peppermint. And she'll take the natural and rub it on her shins because my kid's father is very tall. He's 6'4". So they're growing like weeds. They'll be taller than me because I'm a very short, petite woman. I'm 5 foot. So other than that, she just prefers the peppermint, and she'll tell you that she loves the CBD, and she promotes it at school. Like I've got teachers calling me asking for it.
That's amazing. So, you guys have seen it live here today. This is a child that, and the amazing thing that you said was he knows when he wants it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the coolest part. They know that it's, out of the mouths of babes, right? They know when they want it and what it's doing for them. That's just incredible. What an amazing opportunity we have to help someone. Someone, at that age group and even, the older group. So.
Oh yeah, and it's been life-changing for thousands of other kids as well. So, I mean, that's what me and Bodhi do. Isn't that right, Bodhi? We help other kids, don't we? Can you say bye, Ron? That's his name. Say bye, Ron.
I want to stay here.
Oh, you could stay here, but we're about to get off here.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Ron.
Bye. What a sweetheart.
Yeah, he's a great kid.
Well, Ceally, I want to thank you. I don't want to take up any more of your time. This has been amazing, and thank you for sharing that with us. Just that was incredible. That made the whole Facebook Live. That was
I
amazing.
know, and that was very candid, you guys. So you
Yeah,
got it today. You can tell that I'm not just a mom that just says it. I show it, and
yeah,
me and Bodie have been on the news, and he goes to seminars with me because I want to show people that Bodie's a real person, and he's not just this make believe character, and I'm not just some mom sharing some kid's story. That they can see firsthand that he is a big part of why I advocate.
Yeah.
you give other parents hope, and that's so amazing. Well, thank you so much again. I will let you and Bodie go, and God bless you. And I can't wait to do this again, Ceally. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
we'll definitely need to do it again. And it was a pleasure. It was all
Bye.
mine. And and he's a little boy, so
I was one of those at one point in my life.
all right, Ron. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh man.
All right, we're actually